There we go.
Nice. Okay. Amazing. All right. Somebody put read stop in the comments. All right. Okay, once again, we're starting. Welcome. Before we dive into today's experience, I want to let you know that today's session isn't just a sample, it's the beginning of a much bigger shift if you choose it. CognoConscious is our 5-day live event. It's where we go far beyond what you'll experience today. It's not like other events where you hear great ideas, get a temporary high, and then fall back into the same patterns. So at CognoConscious, we don't just talk about change, we actually create it in real time and we hold your hand the whole way through. So this work rewires the body, your survival patterns, your trauma loops, the places where mindset alone can't reach. So that's why today, for the next 24 hours only, if you register for Cogno Conscious, I'm going to give you the Essentials course completely free. We do not do this very often. Essentials is normally $2.99, and it's designed to prepare your body and nervous system so you can go even deeper during the live event. It is a prerequisite for Cogno Conscious. You have to have it. So you might as well have it for free. If you already have Essentials, just message us in the chat. I have a private bonus ready for you as well. I'll share a little bit about that later, but just know today you're not just learning, you're stepping into a very real opportunity to fully shift. So now, if you're new here, let me introduce you to the people behind all of this. Bill McKenna and Liz Larson are the co-creators of Cognomovement. They've helped thousands of people around the world create real and lasting change, not by forcing mindset shifts, but by working directly with the nervous system itself. Their work has been featured on Gaia, Coast to Coast AM, the Shift Network, and the Reality Revolution, and lots of other things. They have spent years refining a system that's simple, powerful, and most importantly, it actually works. You're about to experience a method that doesn't just help you think differently, it helps you become different from the inside out. So with that, I will let you and Liz take it away.
All right, fantastic.
Hey, everybody. Great to see you. Leah, looks like there's a lot of questions for you in the chat. So, this is exciting. Yes, my darling.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry, I thought you were asking me a question. There are questions in the comments. Please keep an eye on the chat. I will answer questions. And I also will be repeating the offer again right before we start the experience and when we end right before the Q&A. So don't worry, I will give you lots more information. Okay, go ahead.
All right, everyone, we are a bit discombobulated this afternoon. We had a visit to the vet with some bad news, so it's been a little messy this afternoon, so please bear with us. But we are very excited to be here. This is really actually a fun season for us. Leah and I in the background kind of call it Cogno Conscious season because we're always doing the promotions for it. And Bill shows up and puts up with us around it. So why we love Cogno Conscious season is we love talking about it. And it's the time of year that we get to get a little weird and a little wonderful because so much of the rest of the year we're talking about a lot of things, a lot of health issues, a lot of serious problems. And this time of year, we get to talk about some of the miracles that happen in the most fantastic way. Right, Bill? That's the fun of this time of year for us.
It is. This is such a fun event. And the things that come out of it are just absolutely mind-boggling and shocking. And we knew for years we've been doing this. I think this is going on, I believe, year 8 for this event, and we've had it on sometimes in the past multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times
in a year. Usually we only do it once a year. We've kind of got ourselves into a once a year routine of this event. But the transformations that actually are really incredible, and something really interestingly has emerged recently And that is this event. We knew the transformations were happening. We knew it was incredible. So many things happening. But now we know really it's the science of transformation. Cognomovement now has so much research behind it from National Institutes of Health, PubMed, you name it, on all the individual moves out there that we do. It's not woo-woo, it is neuroscience. And these changes have really valid scientific reasons why they're happening.
Hey, Bill, can I stop you right there? We're having a hard time hearing you. I think your mic is not on. We're getting a whole bunch. So while Bill fixes that part, I wanted to share with everybody this time why CognoConscious was even created in the first place. I don't know how often I've shared this or if I've ever shared it, but I've been to lots of seminars over the years, like all of you, so many. I've been to 2 years of master neurolinguistic programming training that I loved. And every month there would be this huge epiphany moment. And I always expected that my life would be 1,000% different because of this epiphany that happened. You know, this brand new, massive idea and shift. And every time I would go back to normal, my preset, my same old problem, within a few days, only what would happen is I'd be depressed. I would be so upset that I was back to the same way. So I'd have like seminar high and then plane crash right into the ditch. And I really hated that a lot. And so when we started using Cognomovement, we realized that the changes were deeply neurological and that it rerouted the neural pattern that was creating that feeling of depression or the feeling of stuckness or the driver that would make a person keep choosing the same thing again and again. And when we notice that was happening and the changes were lasting, I'm like, what if we actually had an event that cleared out the basement, all of those lower levels, and then launched you into the stratosphere from there? And that was the reason CognoConscious was created. And the very first time, this isn't a 5-day event now, the very first time we did it, I took this poor unexpecting girl through it all in a day. Like, it was crazy, but it changed her life significantly. And then the first time we did CognoConscious, I think it was 2 days. And we were all half dead after it, but it changed our lives completely yet again. And that's what happens at these events. It's almost like a stair stepping. You change your life so dramatically. And then by the time you come back the next year, you're ready for that next level. So I just want to share that with you guys, that is the reason that this event was created in the first place. Bill, did you have a little more science you wanted to share real quick? Now I'm not hearing you at all. Now you have no sound at all. Hold on, you're muted. I can't unmute you.
Okay, great. Now I'm unmuted. How's my sound now?
You're good.
Way better.
Okay, fantastic. All right. It's amazing when the unmute button goes off. Okay. Well, sorry about that, everybody. This has gone from we knew that we were getting changes. We knew that people's lives were transforming. And today, everything has come to light that all of this has a scientific reason. Every single move is validated individually by peer-reviewed published science that is at the National Institutes of Health. And we have been able to research all of this, every single move that you do. For the people who have gone to CognoConscious, there is a scientific reason why you got the changes you did, why you felt like your memory was sharper, your IQ went up, your EQ went up. All of those things are because your brain got rewired. And anyway, today you can see a bunch of that research with the links to the National Institutes of Health on our resource page at Cognomovement. If you scroll down, it says research. You can see a full document there. This is only a small sample. We have so much more than this. But the thing that I wanted to bring to light for everybody is that this might appear woo-woo. It might appear on the surface as, kind of mystical, but it's all rooted in peer-reviewed, published science about your brain, about your nervous system, and how it processes not only the traumas of your life, but also how it rewires your brain so that as you go forward, things just make a lot more sense. You're a lot brighter. And when I say a lot brighter, I mean there are changes for your IQ that are ridiculous. Anyway, they're on the website, and you can check those out. It is a joy for us to do this event because people come out changed, and we're not imagining it.
And for our practitioners, it's all of those are downloadable too now in your practitioner dashboard. I know some are here that weren't here in class and they're like, what? We have all that? We do. All right, so let's dig into the weird and wonderful. So what is going on the planet, right? What is happening? It seems like chaos everywhere. And the bigger question is, why is it so uncomfortable for so many of us? One of the things that's happening right now is solar flares, which means that the sun is literally hurling extra energy toward the planet. If you haven't heard about this, we're in what's called solar maximum, and it's a cyclical thing, and it's when the sun actually shifts its poles. And as it gets closer to the meridian, it gets very, very active. And sometimes it just spits energy at the earth. And we're having this every few days. And a lot of us can feel it. A lot of us feel anxious and upset. But here's what it really is. It's extra energy. It is extra energy that intensifies everything. And you may have noticed this, like physical pain seems worse. Emotional pain seems intensified. Everybody's a hothead. People cannot keep their cool these days. So in every kind of ancient text there has ever been, they talk about a time when this sort of upheaval would be happening, and even about, the sun and its intensity. And then there's this way to talk about it. People are talking about the shift is happening, that we're moving through the fourth dimension into fifth dimension energetically. But does it have to be this hard? Does it have to feel like it does, even when you've already done all the work, right? So the people on this call, you are all people who've done all the work. It's like you're sitting around doing nothing to change your consciousness. You're doing the stuff, but you may find that you keep having to start over in some ways. Like, put in the chat if that's you, if you feel like I keep falling backwards. So the reason why there's this backslide, and what I was experiencing, that depression and whiplash, seminar whiplash, is because most of it tries to change your mind in order to change your consciousness or awareness. They want to change your perspective, but the perspective is a side effect of something deeper. It's not really where the problem is. The problem is in the memories in your nervous system, the way that your body handles threat assessment from the past, the present, and the future. And it is the great time traveler. Your nervous system is always going to the past to try to pull things forward to fix, or throwing things into the future to be afraid of. And all of that happens through your nervous system's predominant lens. And your nervous system, that gut feeling that you get, the feelings in your body, will send a signal to your mind. And that's the lens through which you see everything that's going on in the world. So let's make this a little clearer. I'm going to bring up what is called the Hawkins Scale. Some of you are familiar with this. One moment, please. And it's if you're not familiar with Dr. David Hawkins, he was a doctor who put the levels of emotion on a scale that kind of gives you a frequency range with it. Like, how does it actually affect your frequency? And it is the thing we use for CognoConscious.
Do you need me to pull it up for you?
Yeah, would you? It's turned on my screen. It's not looking right. So if you can pull it up, that would be greatly. It's a thing we use for CognoConscious to actually move up the scale and to clear out the whole basement and then to get to those upper levels. So if we can see that.
Just give me 1 second, I'm pulling it up. Go ahead.
As they're pulling this up, these levels of consciousness that Dr. David Hawkins talked about is something that all of us find ourselves at a certain predominant level. You know about somebody who's just generally angry. You know, sometimes they're happy, but you know, they're just generally predisposed to be a little spicy. You know, or they're so tired they can't get out of bed, and they're just like they have no energy to get anything done. You know, they might be residing down at the bottom of this chart in shame or humiliation. This chart here, he had a logarithmic scale, which he attached a number to it. And this number, interestingly, is really about the power that you have, about the amount of energy that you have. And interestingly, Liz and myself have validated this through some technology where you can actually see the voltage increase in a person's body. Reminds me of the story of the one woman who wanted to divorce her husband. She was so very angry, and she came to us, and she just wanted to not be so angry so she can get her divorce and move on. After the session, which you can see down here, anger resides at about 150. And at this level, there's an awful lot of repressed energy. She ends up doing the session and becoming completely free of her anger and all of her fear around the future and her husband. And when we're absent fear, they say the only other option really is love and some derivative of that. And that is what emerged. The woman's actual voltage jumped double. The actual voltage in the body, the electrical current. So anyway, this is more than just woo-woo and like, oh, maybe it's a better life. It actually is a better life, because as your voltage increases, so does your health.
Can everybody see the map? Can everybody see it? Just let me know
a thumbs up.
Let me know in the chat.
So these levels of consciousness, you can see all of them down here, and you kind of recognize yourself if you're honest. If you're honest with yourself, you can say, you know, where do I reside? Am I mostly kind of afraid? Or am I stuck at always wanting and not getting what I want, craving things and anger? You'll find yourself kind of gravitating to a certain level. You might find yourself as, you know, I'm pretty optimistic generally, and I see the good in others, and I feel hopeful all the time. That's the way people express to me. Or maybe I'm very forgiving, but you'll find yourself at vibrating or operating at a certain level. When we do CognoConscious, we go through each level. We take the very first day, we take shame and humiliation, and we process this using these scientifically peer-reviewed techniques to create change, to eliminate the shame of your lifetime. And then we move on to guilt, and we do that. We go all the way up this list, and the final day, we're at love and unconditional love and joy, and it naturally emerges. Liz?
Well, I want to take everybody back for a second. So that is what happens at CognoConscious, and it's amazing. But for today, I wanted to talk about, just for a minute, this idea of the lens that you're looking through to see the rest of the world, how the world is going to look to you, and why this experience that we're going through right now has been so uncomfortable. And that if you can change that lens through which your whole body experiences life, you literally change your reality. So I'm going to say this another way. Your reality, the one you're experiencing now, is experienced through one of these levels or a zone of these levels, and it creates the reality you're experiencing. When you change the level or the zone, you change the neurological patterns in your body, you raise your voltage, you have more energy to thrive, but more importantly, you see the world through a completely different lens, and your reality looks different. So today in our session, we are going to actually take you through a process to see where are you now and what is possible for you in the future. But before we do that, we'll get to it quickly. I want you to look at these bottom levels, and you can see that they're color coded in a way that looks like danger zone, less danger, yellow into the green. And the way Dr. Hawkins set this up is that in the bottom, you're in force. You are forcing life. And above neutrality, well, actually above courage, but, we tend to look closer at neutrality. You are in what's actual, real, sustainable power in your whole life. But look here, if you are a person who sees life through humiliation, misery, despising people, the life that you will experience, your reality will match that. You will find people to humiliate you. People will bring you misery. Your life experiences will be miserable. Makes sense, right? But bump up here just to neutrality. If you're in a place where your body allows you to simply feel trust in general, things are satisfactory, it's okay. You're enabled to do things, right? You can release stuff. It's just okay. Everything's cool. Imagine the world that looks like. When you go out and about during the day, everything's okay. It's all right. It's okay. You're not attached one way or the other. It's all right. So look down here at blame. Blame. If you are blaming people for your problems, and for good reason, they probably did stuff, right? Or you're seeing, now this is a big one right now, evil. Or your politicians seem evil to you? Do people around you seem evil? Are you a bit vindictive? Or does God seem vindictive to you? God view, look at that. Isn't that interesting? And do you see destruction around you, or did you destroy things? Imagine, if you're not there already, imagine what life, the reality that comes with that pattern. Because what happens is this, our strongest predominant signal is our reality, but not only that, it sends the strongest signal into the world around us and finds its match. Not to be mean, it's just the way it is. Like equals like finds a match. Conversely, let's jump up here. Imagine for a minute that you had the capability to live in a state of reverence. You know what reverence is like? You know that amazing moment in time when your breath is just taken away and there is just such incredible beauty that all you can do is have tears roll down your face because it's magnificent. That is the feeling of reverence. Imagine if you had reverence for every being you came in contact with. Could you see them as evil? Not likely. Your reality would change. What if things were benign? Like, they're all good. They're just fine. Everything's working out for me. What if you saw the universe as a loving place? What would be revealed to you? Revelation, it's so important because the world opens up and looks like something you can't imagine when your body allows you to see the world through this lens. And the body, why I say the body? Because its emotions, its feelings, its patterns are what hold you in these lower levels. So we invented this crazy, hard, beautiful, magnificent, sort of terrible seminar that is it's really hard in the first few days, and those who've been can attest to it, to clear all of those lower things out in a way that's very, very methodical and practiced, to actually create the change in your system that will allow you to naturally be up here. Not in a way that you that's fake, or you're pretending, or you're on a seminar high, but that your body literally is changed. So with that being said, would you guys like to move into the session and get an idea of where you are now and get an idea of what is possible for you in the future? If you're ready, say yes. If you happen to have a Cogno ball, grab that. If not, grab a pen and we'll get started. Okay, Lee, we're done with this one. Bill's gonna go first. Ready, Bill?
Yeah.
Did you want me to do the thing first?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. Because I have a lot of people in the comments asking some questions, so I just want to make sure that I answer those first. So, let me get rid of this Hawkins scale that's huge on my computer. Okay, so if you like what you're hearing already, I just want to repeat a couple of things and give you just a little bit more details. And then at the end, I will give you more details yet again. So the deal is that if you purchase a CognoConscious ticket within the next 24 hours, you get the Cognomovement Essentials course for free. So there is no need to do anything extra. If you purchase a ticket, that Essentials course will show up in your inbox shortly after you purchase a ticket. The Essentials course is a prerequisite course. It's online, and it's a prerequisite for CognoConscious. You have to have the basics because we don't teach the basics at CognoConscious. We get right into the work. So Essentials is free for the next 24 hours if you purchase a CognoConscious ticket. When you go onto the page, you'll see lots of information. If you have questions, you're welcome to book a call, but just scroll down and click purchase ticket and then choose your ticket if you're ready, when you're ready. You will want to choose the general admission ticket, not the one that says plus essentials, because we don't want you to pay for essentials for the next 24 hours. So get the general admission ticket, or bring a friend, or bring a group, or bring a class. You can pick any of those, and everybody in that group will also get essentials for free. So I just want to make sure that's clear. If you purchase a CognoConscious ticket in the next 24 hours, you get the essentials course for free, and it is a prerequisite, so you have to have it. If you already have essentials, just let me know privately in the chat, and I will give you a private offer for yourself as well. But this bonus does disappear after the next 24 hours, and we will not have this big of a bonus again for this CognoConscious. Go ahead.
And just a reminder, our practitioners who are here, if you have forgotten, you get a really big discount off this event and all the others. Just a reminder, make sure if you're buying tickets, you take advantage of that.
All right. I believe that you are sharing your screen, the map.
I'm not sharing my screen.
See, you are. You need to click stop share.
So as they're doing that, by the way,
I'm not sharing my screen.
with your Cogno, your Essentials program, you get the small portable Cognomovement ball, and you also get the full-sized one. And those in the United States, the shipping's included on these. They'll just anyway. There's a process there for you on that.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, we're good now. Sorry,
Yep,
more
go ahead.
technical difficulties. So Bill's going to start. Grab your ball if you have one, or a pen if you need to, and we'll go from there. Ready, set, go.
Okay, everyone had seen that the levels of consciousness. You saw the shame, guilt, grief, humiliation, anger, so on and so forth. As you looked at that list, one of them probably, if you were honest with yourself, kind of resonated with you. This is about the level that I'm at. We all know it. All of us would love to see ourselves, like, oh, I'm at unconditional love, but I really don't feel a lot of joy. So it's normal. It's normal. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just do one move from Cognomovement. Again, this is based in neuroscience. It's called the infinity. And all you're doing is your head is straight forward and level, and we're moving your eyes, tracking the ball. We're smoothly tracking the ball in a figure 8 on its side or an infinity. So the question here, if you don't have a ball, you can use your pen. Just use a pen or any object just to start you off. So here we go. You take the ball and you don't like put it way out, just right in front of you. You can support your elbow and you simply just slowly move your eyes, tracking around. You can see how slow I'm moving. And the question here is, what level am I at? What level am I at? From that list I saw, shame, guilt, grief, anger, fear, courage, optimism, seeing life as satisfactory, willingness, acceptance, and forgiveness. Is it that easy for you? Do you find yourself kind of having genius? The level of reason is the level of genius. It kind of like certain people just get ideas so easy, inventions all the time. This is the level of Einstein and Galileo. Love. Beyond love is joy, which is a result of unconditional love. Beyond that, you might be having the experience of oneness. As an experience, I experience myself as you. I see myself as you, another version of me. So from the list, what's the truth? The truth of my life. Am I generally wanting and upset that I'm not getting what I want? Is it a level of desire? Am I afraid generally? Anxious? Am I generally upset? For good reason. Well, just notice. Notice whatever's true for me. And keep breathing as we're doing the exercise. And allow yourself to feel however you do. I got my story. I'm upset because, and I got darn good reason for it. Allow yourself to have it. Just simply allow yourself to feel how you do. Breathe. We're looking at the lens that I create reality through. What is the lens, the filter that I create my reality through? For some of us, we might have a hard time picking out our level of consciousness. But the truth of it actually is our life experience. Do I find myself in a lot of fights? Do I find myself like things that would drive me into fear? They show up a lot. Or is life just generally pretty easy? Things just kind of happen when they should, how they should. Just noticing. No judgment around it. Here's one of the cool things about this work. No judgment about it. We're all in a different place at different times. Just allow yourself to be in the place. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel. Allow it. Does it make sense? The things that have shown up in your life, the creation. I know I used to blame my creation on other circumstances. Oh, that's because of the situation I was born into. Nothing to do with me. I'm trying to do my best. Notice. Notice the lens that I created my reality and what showed up. What showed up? Breathe. Now, as you're going to notice that there is a place that you find, like my eyes either go double, or maybe it's like, they feel kind of like they're pulling. Well, that area, just stop. Stop right there. Stop right there and tap the ball or tap the pen with your finger so that you can hear it. Look at your finger, hear your finger touching the ball. You can kind of blink, tap, breathe, notice. Just notice how you feel here. You can even push the ball out a bit and notice if I have a different distance. Oh, that really, there, now I really feel it because it's a little further away. Turns out, neurologically, your brain, different depths, different eye positions, all different parts of your brain. This is the neuroscience of change. We're going to utilize different parts of our brain. Breathe. And when you find that part of your eyes feels like, oh, I feel relief there now. It doesn't feel like it's really pulling there. It feels feels better. That part of the brain became functional, optimized, if you will. The beauty of doing this exercise today is you stop at these different positions and we get that different part of the brain functional. Breathe, blink there, tap there, and then keep going. Once you feel the issue with your eyes kind of resolve. Why? Why am I kind of residing, my residence here at this particular level of understanding? And why? Why can't I let it go? There's a piece of chocolate at every level of consciousness. If I am afraid, I get to try to utilize that to try to get safe. You know, like, hey, if I'm, for example, afraid of dogs, I utilize that to get away from dogs so that I don't get bit. If I'm angry, I get to utilize it to try to control others. I get to try to be in control. Don't you dare do something, I'm going to get mad, and you don't want that. Whatever it might be. If I cannot trust, if I can't trust, well, that's going to keep me safe. That's the piece of chocolate. But there is an absolutely better piece of chocolate at another level of consciousness. Everything goes easier for me as I begin to trust. Breathe. Noticing if the tension is in certain places is going out of your eyes. If they seem to be moving a little bit more fluidly. Take a breath. And put your ball down. Or just do a really quick, bend your spine backwards. Turns out your spine, your brain, your eyes are all one. Let your spine go all the way back. And then come up and do a side bend like a ballerina. You let the spine go over. All the way over to the left. And all the way over to the right. And come up. Breathe in and out. Turn your head to the side and yawn. And the other side and yawn. Everything you just did has a scientific reason for it and how it creates change. So congratulations. Liz is going to take you through the next.
All right, everybody, good work. Now, you maybe never have been asked any of those questions before. Like, what is the lens through which I see the world? What one of these levels of emotion am I predominantly seeing the world through? So take a note. If you got an idea, take a note. But what I want to tell you is don't feel bad about it at all. The recognition of where you are now and how you're actually seeing the world and creating your own reality gives you power. So because this might be a new idea to you, I want to ask you a question. And I want you to see how your gut reacts, okay? The first reaction that comes, you let yourself feel it. That's the fun of Cognomovement. You get to have all the stank you want on whatever you have. So, would you be willing, if you were given the opportunity, would you actually be willing to see the world through a different lens? Think about it. Some of you just got a big hell no in your body because the body thinks it's keeping you safe with this lens. So I want to use that. If some of your bodies went, well, maybe, but what else is there? Feel that too. Maybe it's a question like, I'm unsure. I don't even know how to be unless I'm like this, right? Okay, grab your ball again. And here's what we're going to do. I'll show you in advance. We're going to take the ball from this center line and move it all the way over to the left and to the right. And we're going to move low to high, but we're going to do it slowly. And you're going to take the ball on a big deep breath, move it to the left. And as you move the ball, let the air out and let your eyes really stretch. And we're going to do it to the right. I'll give the example again. That extra bit of air is going to let the eye slide. And what we're going to be doing here is giving you more access to more areas of your brain to consider what else might be possible for you. What level might be possible for you if you attended CognoConscious, or maybe even in this lifetime. Are you ready? Let's go. So begin with your hands in the middle, eyes down, and just feel what you're feeling. You may feel bad about whatever level you realize you're actually seeing life to. Use it. Let that be there. Ready? Go. Breathe. And let those eyes slide. Stretch. Would you be willing, ask yourself, would I be willing to allow myself to see this world through a different lens? Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're signaling that limbic system to calm down, to settle. Would I be willing, at a minimum, to see my life through the lens of courage? Ready to move forward. Maybe not sure how, but ready. Would I be willing to see it in a place of empowerment? Would I be willing to be empowered in my own life? Another way to say that is, would I be willing to let go of being a victim if I could? Good, moving up just a little, moving slow, deep in that breath. Would I be willing to live this life at the level of neutrality? Let those eyes stretch. Trusting that the universe has my back. Is that possible for me? Would I be willing to release what's bothering me? Let it go. Let the troubles fade. Would I be willing to let loose of my grip on them? Keep breathing. Would I be willing, and here's the triggering one, to be satisfied with my life? Big deep breath. You're doing great. Move up just a little. We're just at that sternum level now. Would I be willing to be willing? Would I be willing to see this world through optimism? Would I be willing to let myself be optimistic about life, people, my body, my wealth, my relationships? Would I be willing to live this life with full intention and hopefulness? Now, if your body's kicking back and you're like, but Liz, I don't know how to do that. Use it. Use that emotion. Stay in it. Breathe. Would I be willing to live my life in acceptance? Moving up now, just at heart level, big deep breaths. Push those eyes and relax. You're going to get a deeper stretch if you relax. Good. Would I be willing to actually live a life in forgiveness? Knowing people are just people and letting them off the hook for being perfect? Ooh, juicy question. If your body just kicked back, use it, breathe into it. Would you be willing to live your life at the level of reason, understanding? Could you understand? Let yourself have the knowledge that everybody is just an individual human being living an experience just like you. Would you be willing to live this life fully with meaning? Every moment, breathe. Ask yourself, is this possible for me in this lifetime? Your higher self knows. Would you be willing, we're now at about nose level, keep breathing, taking this slow. Would you be willing to live this life at the level of love, reverence? Keep the eyes on the ball. Revelation. Would you let this world be revealed? This universe. Would you let it show itself to you for all that it is? Would you be willing to see it as good? Breathe. Eye level now. Would you be willing to live this life, see this life through the lens of joy, love plus fun? Would you be willing to allow yourself to be serene? It's just a question. We're just curious now, bringing the curiosity. Would you actually be willing, if you could, if your body would let you feel joy, would you be willing to feel it, live through it? Serenity. Knowing that everything is then transfigured into some form, some shape of love. Breathe. Let those eyes really stretch. Get access to those parts of the brain that haven't been able to look at this question before. Would you be willing to live this life in peace? True peace, bliss even. Illumination. Letting yourself see this world through light for its true nature, for what it really is. Good. Move the ball now to your forehead, moving slowly, letting your eyes stretch. Would you actually be willing to live this life, see it through the lens of enlightenment? That ineffable or unexplainable sense of, wow. Have you ever thought about it before? Would you be willing to look at this world and be absolutely flabbergasted at how extraordinary it is? Noticing every flower, every bee, every bird, every human for pure consciousness? Would you be willing if it were available? Just asking. Good. Move the ball way up over your head now. Bring your elbows together, chin down, and let your eyes stretch. Breathe. And simply ask the question of yourself, what is really possible for me? In the realm of all things possible, what's possible for me? What lens would I be willing to see this life through if my body will let me? If I can change my nervous system enough to see the world through a level other than where I'm at, what's possible for me? Put the ball in your right hand, big deep breath, and bring it down that right side. Just allowing yourself to ask the question, what else is possible? All the way around, letting your eyes stretch one more time. Good. And come back the other direction. And now the question is, would I be willing to take at least the first step and get at least to neutral, unattached, where life just feels really okay? Would I be willing, bringing it up that right side now? Big deep breath, push the ball up, bring it down, and just drop the ball. Let your eyes rest and your head rest just for a few seconds while we transition. And notice, what was your answer? The answers will be uniquely yours, and there is no level that anyone is supposed to get to. There are levels that allow us relief in life, neutrality in life, and then there are levels that allow us to absolutely thrive. Which one is right for you? All right, make sure you take a note, drink some water. Leah has a message for you. And then I think we have a few minutes after for a little Q&A. You'll want to put your questions in the chat, and Leah will guide us through answering them.
All right. Make sure you, like she said, put your questions in the chat and let us know in the chat, what new ideas did you maybe come up with, or new perspectives did you come up with just from those 2 sessions? Let us know in the chat if anything came up for you. We would love to know that. Before I get into the details, I just want to tell you a couple of awesome things that have happened during CognoConscious that are kind of just side effects. In a way. So first of all, we've had at least 2 people be able to sell their house that they couldn't sell for 10 years. And then right in the middle of CognoConscious, they got an offer. We've had that happen to 2 people. 2 people got to move to their dream place right after CognoConscious. We have had many, many people who started healing people on the airplane after CognoConscious, and in the airport, actually healing people, blessing people in the airport. Amazing. Some of the other testimonials were, I came to the realization that I was energetically holding on to a lot of grief, and that I can now use Cognomovement processes to clear the heaviness from my body and energy field. The shifts and insights regarding buried emotions and unproductive life-limiting behaviors were both subtle and profound and continue to deepen. While doing the practices, I found out so many memories that I didn't know how much they were affecting me. Best of all was changing in a way that I felt so empowered. My brain is working better and faster in a very short period of time. I feel so much more aware of what has been holding me back, of my potential, and of how to get there. This was a difficult course, yet the reward was immense. So those are just a couple of the things. If you go on the cognomovement.com/CognoConscious page, you will find lots of testimonials that are really, really incredible. So now moving on, if today shifted something inside you, even just a little, imagine what 5 days of this work could unlock. CognoConscious isn't just about hoping something's going to change. It's about realigning your body, mind, and field so that change becomes inevitable and you don't get left behind in this 5D shift. After the event, the shifts you make don't just stay in the room. They keep unfolding. They keep integrating into your daily life without you having to fight or force it or build a habit to make it happen. That's the difference. It's not mindset. It's not willpower. This is embodied transformation. And right now, when you register in the next 24 hours, you'll receive the full Essentials course free to prepare you for what's coming. The Essentials course is a prerequisite to come to CognoConscious, so you might as well take advantage of this and get it for free. If you already have Essentials, message us. I will send you your private bonus. And you'll find the registration link right here in the chat. And we would love to have you with us. Please let us know what questions you have, and we'll move on to the Q&A.
So I got to make one quick comment here. I have yet to meet one person out of the past coming up 8 years here that did not go through and have a significant shift in their life. in their consciousness. And the reason for this, as you might guess, is all of this brain work. You can't do this work for 5 days regarding all of those different levels and not have a transformation because of the way your brain works. Imagine I am looking at this and I am accessing the different parts of my brain. And that's just one thing. This, when you multiply this with all the other exercises, of course you're going to have a transformation. The old pattern cannot hang on. I want to share with you one small bit of neuroscience that everybody can understand. If you saw me and I was looking like this, what might you think? You might think I was sad. Everybody knows this. Every child knows this, that when you look down, that's sadness. That's that part of your brain. You're literally accessing that part of your brain. The eyes are a reflection of what part of the brain. Imagine you're exercising all new parts of your brain that you hadn't before. And the evidence of this was today. There were parts it was like, my vision's double. It's like, it's pulling. This is not fun. Well, you did some great work. Anyway, I just want to encourage you to know that this stuff is real, and congratulations on the work you did today.
Yeah, amazing work today, guys. And I know for some of you this was unusual. And we did have one question that I wanted to address. We had a question that I've lost it now because we're up here.
Is it Joanna?
Yeah, Joanna, was I supposed to know the answer there? Not necessarily. Sometimes immediately it's right there. You're like, wow, this just, popped into my brain and I realized where I was or where I'm going. It's so obvious. But the question, the curiosity, and these moves together actually allow your brain and your body to reveal that to you over time. A lot of times you'll be in your dreams tonight or tomorrow, you'll be like, oh, actually, I remember when I was a kid and I was like, woohoo, look what I can do. I'm a unicorn, right? There was this sensation of joy. I think I could return there. It can come to you over time. So just wait, Joanna, and see what happens. See what idea pops in your mind about what level that we saw on that Hawkins scale feels like the right next place for you. And the other thing I want to tell you, during this event, you actually will feel that experience, that euphoria, and then beyond into enlightenment that just feels like, wow, what does this look like? Why is this so different? Why are these colors so different? Why am I seeing everybody's auras? But most of us don't live there because we have work to do on this planet. So once you have access, you always have access, but you'll move down the scale. Below there somewhere where you can live in a place that feels amazing, but you also can reach the people that you need to reach. Because I guarantee you that 99.9% of the people on this channel, on this call, are teachers of some kind and need to have access to people that they're going to pull up the ladder. So the goal is not enlightenment. We want access to it. But the goal is to be able to live our lives in a place of thriving. And that is unique for each and every one of us. So I hope that answers that. Leah, would you read Coral's? Because I can't quite see it.
Yeah.
And Julie's too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You can hear me. Okay. So Julie said, I used to experience frequent awful migraines and took shots and pills for years. Within a few weeks, migraines disappeared. It has been more than 2 years now. No migraine reoccurrences. Julie has done amazing things with Cogno.
She has. Julie, you're an amazing human.
And so And so has Coral. She says, I went from viewing attention from a specific person as should be for me, oh boy, to absolutely loving watching the person in my mind, sharing the joy of their attention to everyone as well as joining in. I feel like I finally understand true flirting in purity as joy instead of divided attention. I plan to practice more flirting myself in this session today, purity meaning complimenting playing with no expectations.
It's amazing, Coral. And Coral's actually one of our practitioner mentors. She actually helps train the mentors. And she does her work, and she's been to CognoConscious every time. And watching her with all of her experience and at the amazing place that she is so far, continue to blossom is what is so amazing to me about this work. You feel like you get to a place where, like, for me, it was neutrality. If I could just be neutral. And when I started to live in that place, I'm like, oh, this is who I really am. And I liked it. It was good, right? At least it wasn't frustration. And then as you do the work again, or attend CognoConscious again, it's like you reach another place and you're like, oh, this is who I really am. This is awesome. And then you keep emerging and emerging. And the places that you can be are places you could never imagine. I could have never imagined the places that we reach doing this work, and doing it so concentrated in a 5-day period gives you this whole jump start, or you get to jump a couple rungs, and then you get to grow into that amazing who you are now, which I just, that's one of my favorite parts. Do we have some other questions, Lee? Oh, Bev made a comment.
Yes. So, sorry, I'm answering stuff in the comments. Bev said, that was great. I'm looking forward to CognoConscious in September. Need to run to get in another call. Love you all with much gratitude. Learning this work and using it in my life, my practice clients and accounting clients has been amazing.
Oh, we love you, Bev. Beautiful.
Okay, so Tosh, you had me message you privately, so I sent you a message about the coupon code for people who have essentials. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments before we let you guys go. Lori said pine tree pollen count is extreme today where I live, and I had sinus headache all day. Rather than my usual technique, I thought I'd wait till Cogno Hour to see what happens, as I usually get some benefit. Headache and pressure is gone after this short demo. I also had a lot of yawning whenever I moved the ball in a figure 8 up to the right. Eventually it subsided. Lisa, no, you do not have to bring your ball to San Diego. We provide them at the event.
Yeah, so amazing, Lori. And Bill McKenna, why do people yawn during this event, these sessions?
You know, it's so cool. That's one of these automatic things that we do. And we stimulate it, as you saw during the process. When we're ready to release something, we yawn, and the jaw hits on the vagus nerve, and it helps that thing to just whoosh, it releases. So that is so great. I'm so happy for you.
There's one other little thing. These patterns in our body, they're not phantoms. They're electromagnetic, they're hormonal, and they're chemical, because they're literally a signal from the brain to the body. And that's the brain and body's delivery system. So when we clear a pattern out of our body, we know, because we'll start to yawn or burp, or maybe toot even a little, we might sweat. The chemicals and hormones have to off gas out of the body. So that's one big way that a person can do that. Burping is really, really common as well. So good job, Lori. Good job with your sinuses. Now you know what to do. I love it. All right, you guys. I think, yeah, Leah, please tell your story. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Tosh, I just sent you a private chat, so it's actually in the chat, but I will also send you an email if you'd like with that information. Jacqueline says, thank you all. Sinus is open. So powerful. Oh my gosh, I lost it. So powerful, very powerful spasms. It not only changes you, you are now making lifelong friends and family. I had 2 to 3 physical clearings, very powerful. Um, eh, a lot of people are answering all at once. Okay, I'll just tell my story really quickly because it's really a testament to what Cognomovement can do, especially when you're working in the Hawkins scale and all of that stuff. So uh, my husband has had really bad anxiety. And the first session I did with him, I wasn't even remotely comfortable with doing a practitioner session, but I did a session with him and he ended up not having an anxiety attack. He was having one every single day. And he didn't have an anxiety attack for like 3 4 years. I don't even know how long it's been after just the one Cognomovement session. So this time he's been really stressed out. He's been working 12 to 15 hours a day, and he was having this meeting with his managers, and he needed to have a really important talk with them. And he does a lot of videos for his company that he works for, but he also has his full-time job, and so he doesn't get paid extra for the videos. So I basically made him do a session with me because he was so anxious about it. And so I did a session with him, and he stopped having anxiousness about it. He actually found we do this thing called Cogno Quantum, where you actually can feel things in your field. And actually touch them. And he found one of his managers in his field, and I could actually feel it. It was very crazy. These are the kinds of things that you experience at CognoConscious. So we cleared that out. He went to his meeting the next day, and during the session, he was so blocked off to any options happening at all. He knew exactly what they were going to say, exactly what they were going to do, and it was all bad. So he went into his meeting with his managers, and they were super receptive to what he had to say. They came up with all these new ideas of how he could do what he wanted to do, and they were all like, oh my gosh, we just emailed this person, we're going to see what they say. Here's a job description for your video stuff, we definitely want you to do that. I mean, they gave him all the answers he really thought that he wasn't going to get. And he probably wouldn't have if he didn't have the session. He probably wouldn't even have said what he needed to say. So that turned out great, but I'm going to tell you the side effect. So you know how Liz says suffering is optional. And I was having a lot of frustration toward my husband. And wouldn't you know it, I didn't actually talk to him about it or tell him I was frustrated, because that would make me more mad because I had to tell him. And I was ranting to my cousin the day before, and I was saying like, I told him to do this thing with the car and he didn't do it, and that is a man thing. I don't want to have to do that, and I want princess treatment. And so I'm kind of joking around with my cousin but ranting. And it was all of these things that I didn't bring up to him, but I was getting frustrated myself. And it seemed like more and more he just wasn't like helping me out. I was having to do everything as a bossy Italian who is hyper independent and wants to do everything. There's that. But I do this session with him, and I actually was showing him how to do certain things. So I was kind of doing the session myself. And when you're a practitioner, when you do sessions with other people, you also get whammied with that session as well. And so not only did he get all of these amazing results that he probably wouldn't have gotten if we didn't do the session, after that, he came back from work, and on his day off, he's like, hey, I need to go take care of the car. I'm just going to go and figure out the battery and get it all, working and stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I'm working, and he goes out and figures out the car, does all of these things that I've been asking him to do. I had not had the conversation with him, and he decided he was going to go do the car. Then he goes and does the dishes while I'm working. And for 2 days, he kept calling me princess. I literally yelled to the universe, I want princess treatment. And after I did my session, I got everything I wanted without even having to have the fight I was expecting or the conversation. So I know that was kind of all over the place. I'm not the best talker, but it's just a testament to what CognoConscious does with relationships without just working on yourself, and the kind of ripple effect that it creates.
So true. It changes the world you experience. Absolutely.
That was so great, Leah.
Yeah. All right.
Go ahead and
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, go ahead and say your last thoughts. I'm just going to answer some private messages in here. So go ahead and talk for a little bit. I'll answer the rest of the questions, and then we'll let everybody go.
Yeah, I was going to say this too, and I don't know if I already said it or not, but it is my mantra that if you can get just to neutral on any topic, that it changes your life dramatically. It's like being in the Matrix. All of a sudden, everything stops and you see it for what it really is. You really do. You don't have any attachment. You're not forward or back. You're just in pure awareness. Okay, I see what this is. And if at this event, that is the place that you got, that was it, your life would change dramatically. If your body allowed you to see the world just through neutral, everything in your life would change. The possibilities would change. And I think that's the thing to understand here, that what feels possible or impossible in that area of force below courage, in anger and fear and blame and guilt, even in pride, what feels like is impossible to change becomes radically possible in neutral. All of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, oh, I could do that. And what about this? I know they didn't even mean that. Or, oh my God, that wasn't even true. It really radically changes. So I would say if you came to this event just to get to neutral, that would be more than enough. The bonus levels are the ones that you get to experience above it. Wouldn't you say that's true, Bill?
Well, the interesting thing is that, over time, we started doing testing. We don't do it anymore, but we would test people, and you saw that scale, and there was a minimum of 100-point jump in consciousness. So that is to give an idea of how massive this is. The work of Dr. David Hawkins, I think he said that in a given lifetime that somebody would move about 5 points on the Hawkins scale. So if they came in and they were at 150, they would move to 155 in a given lifetime. We're talking about 100-point minimum jump. It's like a massive transformation. The person that you were, not the person that you are going to be. And that's why I say, when we went back, there are scientific reasons for this, that if you work your brain that hard on every one of these levels, it can't hold on. New wiring takes place and a new reality emerges. Liz Larson said, what lens am I creating in my life through? Imagine you're creating through a different lens, a lens of joy. What would be created? A lens of genius. There are many people who come here and they move to that level of 400 where ideas start coming. Boom, 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 new book, new books, new businesses, selling businesses, buying businesses. Unbelievable. Anyway, this is just that level of awareness. The understanding that you come to thus far in life shifts. And with that, the new reality emerges.
Yep, that is a great place to end. Thanks everybody for being here with us tonight. I can't wait to hear what happens next. I can't wait to see all of you at the CognoConscious event. Know this for sure, that the group matters. Every year it's radically different depending on who's there. And everyone there is absolutely supposed to be there. So it's incredible every time. For Bill and I, we learn so much from each and every one of you. And your presence matters in the group. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks, practitioners, for your support here. We will see you guys next time.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.